Friends, Nas Dragonart here. What is about to come up is a video about her story. Now, probably goes without saying, massive spoilers are coming up, so obviously if you want to play the game, definitely stop watching now. Go play that, then come back and watch this. But yeah, it should be interesting to watch. So here it is, a video about her story. Right, so firstly, it's worth starting off by explaining what exactly her story is. Basically, it's a murder mystery type game, FMVs everywhere. You are some kind of investigator, you've got a whole bunch of videos you've got to sift through, and you've got to try and figure out who the killer is. There's only one actor on the screen, a female actor. She's been a part of like 7 interview days, I believe. That's right. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's done by Sam Barlow, who did Silent Hill Shattered Memory. So anybody who's familiar with his work is going to be familiar with whatever this is. And essentially, you use a little search engine, type, go through the videos, unlock the videos. You can lock them in any order you so choose, really, depending on how you search and how your particular mind is drawn to like aspects of the interview that you've watched. And essentially, you just try and piece things together as this kind of murder mystery. It's that simple. Or is it? Then you start to play the game a bit more when you start to sift through the video clips and start to read them. You start to realise that maybe this isn't just about the murder mystery anymore. Maybe that is secondary to what is going on, which is perhaps that maybe something more sinister, maybe more confusing is happening underneath all of this intrigue and murder. But you can barely call it a game given the fact that the gameplay in it is just searching for a database and watching movies. I mean, that's basically what it is, isn't it? There isn't any change into it, there isn't any real progress beyond you taking what you've interpreted for yourself and going off and looking for more videos. That's the whole thing, really, at the end of the day. And then you start to get into the whole idea that she keeps bringing up Eve and refers to herself as Eve and stuff like that. And that becomes then a different kind of a game because then you're like, oh, okay, maybe there are two people knocking about. Maybe Eve is the twin of Hannah, and she is sometimes impersonating Hannah, and maybe sometimes Hannah's impersonating Eve, and the two things interlock and change, and it's all weird and different, and I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. One of the fascinating things this game makes you do, though, is make you pick up a pen and paper. Something as simple as grabbing a pen and paper and putting down, writing down keywords for your research so you can tick them off your list and do more research. I mean, that's really interesting. Very few games have ever made you want to go out and do that. Make sure that not necessarily that the game is going well for you, but that you're on the right track yourself by writing down. I mean, everybody probably has a mental map of somewhere. Maybe it's the Spencer Mansion. Maybe it is particular bits in a Final Fantasy game. Something where you've written down an actual map or key place, key words that you need to progress or you want to get because you think they're important bits of information and making a note of them. I mean, that's fascinating. And then there's the achievements. There's achievements in the game. Achievements supposed to be an acknowledgement of progress or doing something interesting and unique. And this game rewards achievements, and that's so weird in a game that wants to be so open ended and narratively driven that it wants you to sort of do things to get achievements. But then again, maybe they're not twins. Maybe she's the same character. I mean, she keeps talking about being locked away and things like that, being hidden for 30 years. Maybe it's a mental illness. Maybe she has multiple personalities. Maybe Eve is an aspect of Hannah's personality who caused her to go out and go murdering, as it were. And obviously that stuff's kind of related to childhood trauma. It's hard to piece those things together, as she rarely talks about certain murder in her past with her parents and stuff like that. She may or may not have done. But then again, maybe she's making the whole thing up. Maybe the whole thing is set in a mental institution, and that again opens up another thing: whether we are in fact watching a police interview, working out a murder, or we're dealing with somebody who has mental issues and is trying to work through them and these mental glitches. What if the game, what if the mystery is the game and the game is the maybe the game is trying to not be a game but be a mystery of a game. And maybe we're supposed to question whether or not it really exists. I don't think it exists. What if we're all just on this rock spinning out of control or violently into the atmosphere? What if we're not? Don't even get me started on even talking about how this thing is going to bring up Gamergate again and social justice warriors and all this other bullshit. I am sick to death of all of that. Oh my god, and you know it's going to come into a game like this because it's artistic and interesting, but it's weird and it freaks people out because it's not really here or there or anywhere, and it's just going to be bullshit. And is any of these people she's talking about real? I mean, is Simon real? Is he actually dead, or is he some character in a dollhouse that she has built? And her version of that events that she's placed herself in this dollhouse with these other characters, and she keeps bringing up these people. Maybe they're all fictional, and this is all a product of her mentally ill state. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff talk about reflections and things like that. There's a reflections mini game in the dustbin. Um, I don't know. It's kind of really weird. Well, there we go. I'm not entirely sure what you'd call that video. A lot like her story herself. I mean, it's pretty much open to interpretation. I mean, was it parody? Was it critique? Was it review or skit? Smart or stupid? Pretentious or insightful? I don't entirely know myself, to be honest with you, but it's entertaining enough. So obviously I'll leave that to your own imaginations. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you again soon. Alright then. Cheers.